Oh, well, I'm Frank Schwartz. I have a couple of guests. This is the SEO show, and as you can see, my sidekick, the hippie, is not here. He's probably hungover in LA. He is at the NAMM show, meeting rock stars and building our business. Let's hope he doesn't get alcohol poisoning, that bonehead. We are in Vegas. He has to leave. He flies out. He lands at his layover in Idaho, the land of fucking potatoes. The whole state's fogged in, so he rents a car and drives. He's got to drive a couple hours to get home so that he can get in another car and drive to L.A. because his girlfriend will not fly, so he had to pick her up. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, but if my wife said I'm not flying, then I wouldn't fly either. So welcome to the SEO show, guys. Thank you for coming. Please introduce yourself so everybody knows who the fuck you are.
Well, I'll go first. I'm Ferdinand Mellinger. Can everybody hear me okay?
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Yeah, I'm Ferdinand Mellinger. I kind of an SEO kind of geek, kind of just something that just kind of lives within me. I've always kind of been that way. I used to work for Google, one of the first employees at Google, and then now I just focus on getting products out there, ranking them, and literally making money. I mean, that's when you find the right type of people that'll pay for your services and believe what you believe, then you're set. So that's pretty much it. That's who I am.
Hey, I am Bill Walsh. Sorry, the dog interrupted me again. Stop it!
The dog. The dog. You know, usually it's the kids, the wife. His dog's interrupting a $1 million show production.
Hold on, the llama. Hold on, I gotta get the llama real quick. The llama's interrupting me.
Damn alpacas are just running wild.
So anyway, I'm Bill Walsh. Some of you guys know me as part of the Video Alpha crew, and yeah, we just like to have fun.
Bill Walsh, the guy who goes on TV and busts illegal convicts and looks for hidden felons.
Yeah, that's my uncle. No, I'm just
kidding. Is that his name? Is it Bill Walsh? Is that really that guy's name?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
I never even knew that.
Do you want to know how funny it is? I was flipping through the channels, and I've got one of those HD antennas that I bought because I'm a cheap bastard, and I'll spend $1,000 on my internet connection, but I won't buy DirecTV because I'm just cheap. I just won't buy it. So I'm flipping through the channels, and there's a brand new channel in Phoenix that's free over the air, and it's just bad cop shows and crime shows 24 hours a day.
What?
And it's like all the late 70s, early 80s shows that are like, you know, all these reality things. And I was watching, I think we watched 7 straight hours of The Bait Car.
Oh my God.
They just put a car in the street, leave it running, get out, and then bad guys jump in it and they arrest them. And I'm like,
I've watched it.
As soon as you see a car sitting there with the keys, you've got to be stupid to jump in it, because the first thing I'd say is, that's a cop.
Stupid.
Yeah, like seriously, come on. But that's why they always think criminals are dumb. You know, there's a lot of dumb criminals. There's a lot of smart criminals too.
Well, I mean, yeah, but then you look at Pablo Escobar, man, and that guy, you know, he sold coke everywhere and just admitted to it, and then, you know, and hey, you're gonna send me to prison? Let me build it. You know, it's like, okay, we'll let you do that, and they did. Then he had a little soccer team. I mean, the guy he's dead. So I mean, eventually the idiot comes out. But
oh man.
Oh, now let's see. We already got smartasses in here. Ralph says, and guys, you guys do hangouts all the time, so you know this whole damn setup. I'm not going to have to walk you through clicking a button and doing this and that, but you don't have to worry about it because nobody really cares. Will this hangout be inflated to the proper PSI? No, but I knew somebody was going to talk about the deflated balls. Something no man wants balls, you know. You do need to check yourself once a year and get to a doctor if anything feels abnormal. Now I can say that was a PSA, and I can get paid for that by the government. What's good? Is the Maz show? Is this the Maz show? Oh, Justin, you got jokes, huh? Oh, Rand Fishkin. Hey, I'll tell you what. Rand Fishkin's got one awesome stash and beard, man. I love that dude's. Every Movember, I look at that guy and go, hopefully this will all grow out, but it never does. never does. I looked and I went, wow, that looks like my wedding day. My wife actually asked me to shave on my wedding day. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I'll break out. She's like, I'm getting married. I'm like, all right. Todd, yes, this is Bubba, the cup of coffee. This is 64 ounces of luscious black love.
That's what they always tell me.
My wife gets mad at me because the waitress will be like, what do you want? And I'm like, coffee, cream or sugar? I say, no, I like my coffee like I like my women. Strong and black.
Oh my God, you're hilarious, Frank.
Oh, man.
Especially since she's as albino as a white person can ever be. She sits there embarrassed. You know.
Oh my God, this is hilarious.
Oh, so listen, we got a Google guy on, and everybody's sitting here talking about deflated balls and Maz. The main part of the show is SEO, which seems like we never really talk about on the entire show. Funny. Google News is having a big upset. They just busted a dude who had something like 15 news sites, and somebody went in and tattled on him. They suspended a site and then found that he was interconnected to all of these random robotic sites that he was getting huge rank on because he was part of the Google News. They smacked him and he cried foul, saying that he's not going to advertise because, well, you know, now his sites are going to suffer and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Do you guys use Google News for any of your products?
You know, I've used Google News, and I've also used Circle, trying to, you know, rank for certain things. But I haven't, you know, there's actually a really cool little secret that I found out when I was on a conference call with a few people at Google about, I don't know, maybe it was like a month ago. And we're discussing, I was trying to figure out for one of my local clients how to make sure that he could get the balloon pop up for a number of different rankings and be the first person and have the balloon pop up. So what I didn't know, and I don't know if anybody knows this because this was really cool to me, what they're doing right now is Google's using their local pages as kind of like a hub. So when it asks you to verify what your website is and when it asks you to do all that verification, what it's actually doing is it's going to go verify what you have out there as long as it's relevant with what's in your Google page. And within your Google page can be completely, dude, you can keyword stuff as much as you want in your Google local page. And as long as it connects to something that has to do with those keywords, dude, they just shoot you right to the top. And I was like, so you mean to tell me that across the whole algorithm, across the whole web, is all about making sure that over-optimization and keyword density and keyword stuffing doesn't happen, but yet on your local page, it's allowed. It's not illegal. They're like, he was like, yep, that's exactly what I'm telling you. I'm like, okay, well, all right.
Well, and the funny part is if you do that and tie it in with your LinkedIn profile or a LinkedIn page,
right,
that you can keyword stuff the shit out of on that one.
Absolutely.
You now are just bloated beyond, you know, that intensity, and then you just, hey, I say give them exactly what they want. There are certain things that are not getting over-optimized, but somebody said, what's the secret to SEO? And I sent them to, you know, Google, and I said, they tell you what they want.
Yep.
Take everything with a grain of salt, but if you give them exactly what they say they want, they're going to give you your rank. And local, you're just going to smash them. I mean,
Absolutely.
I got a call from somebody I reached out to 2 years ago, and she said, help me with my site. You know, my SEO company said I got hacked by porn and all this, and we have to blow it up and everything. And I'm like, what? I'm like, hold on, let me see. She's like, yeah, they say I'm de-indexed. That's why I'm on page 50. I'm like, wow, you know. So I kind of freak out. I'm hearing this horror story. I'm like, damn, this is going to take forever. I do the site colon. Everything's there. I go and look at the, you know, any of the algorithms. Nothing bad. You know, there is nothing wrong with her site. And then I look at what she's trying to rank for. Arizona, Scottsdale, the zip code. That was the keywords for a dental office by the SEO company that she's had for 2.5 years.
Oh
That's
my God.
crazy.
Do you see what we're dealing with? And this right here, and I don't know. Hopefully the echo's gone. Hopefully it's not mine. I don't know if it's mine or not.
It could be me.
This is what happens when you go meet with these clients and they get all pissed off and pissy, and they're literally like, I don't want to talk to SEO. You're the devil, because all you do is you steal and you rob and you rape and you pillage. That's all they think of because of these idiots that do shit like that. I mean, that to me is the most. And then so then you have to backstep. I mean, I don't have to backstep anymore. I literally put people in their place now. But it's. I used to backstep and be like, don't take. For now, I'm literally like, hold on a second. Did you call me? Well, if you called me, shut your mouth and let me finish off this whole conversation.
Yeah.
Because we don't have time to waste. Obviously, you don't rank. You called me. So let's get the service happening. You don't go to a doctor and start accusing him of being the worst doctor if you called the doctor. So you want to blame him. I hate that. So, and I'm sorry, my language. I get a little. If I can speak freely on this, which you gave me free right to do.
You got free right, man. Hey, and again, this is a not safe for work environment.
Yes,
if you want to cry, go somewhere else.
Yeah. Right.
If the echo's on there, just mute us and it'll go away. Sorry, Todd.
Just go. Wait, that was funny. Just mute us. We'll just go away. You won't even hear me.
There's no echo if you mute us, so it's cool. Everybody knows. I'm just a smart ass.
Great, Frank. You're hilarious.
Greg, hey, how you doing, buddy? Well, and that was one of the things as we were talking, and she's like, well, how much does your service cost? And I'm like, I give her a quote, and she's like, oh my God, I'm paying like 1/10 of that. And I said, exactly, and that's why you called me. You're getting those results for that price. I'm like, and I didn't want to bad talk the guys, and I'm like, I'm not here to slam anybody. Maybe they're new, maybe they don't know what they're doing. She's like, no, I've been with them 2 years, and they've been doing this for like 20. And I said, no, they haven't.
No, like 6 months. They got on SourceWave and started.
Yeah, you're not in Plano, Texas, honey. You're never gonna rank for that shit. No, but you look at their website, and I said, one, I have no idea who did the design, but we'll worry about that after I get you some keywords going. And I'm like, if I just get her a long tail keyword and she sees that spike, I got her for 10 years.
Yep.
I mean, because they just want to see results, and it's not hard. And I don't know why these companies, and you said, you don't backstep, and I try to be nice, but in my opinion, it's theft. If they know what they're doing, they're being a thief because they're deceiving that person of the service that they're paying for.
Yeah.
You're leasing a car, but they take your car out of your parking lot. You don't continue to pay for it. You would say, they stole my car from me. Well, That's what the fuck you're doing with this client, and that's how I feel about it. And, if I saw the person and we were sitting down having dinner or something, I'd call them a thief. I don't care. You're taking money and you're not performing.
Oh, in a heartbeat. No, I stand right there with you. I believe that too, because you can't, and you got to think, these people have families, they have bills they have to pay, they have their overhead. So why would you go take advantage of someone just because you're trying to inflate a price because you may know how to speak a little tech talk, but you just don't know how to do what you need to do when time comes down to it? I love, dude. You know what I love? I met with the MLS out here. Well, actually, I've met with a lot of fucking people, but I meet with these people just in general. I meet with these techie guys where you get in there and they're like part of the in-house team, and they come in there and they're like, "Oh, my name is fucking Captain. Don't fucking say anything because I know everything." And then, dude, because I worked at Google, so I know pretty much all the secrets. Dude, I'm not kidding you, dude. I will shove my dick so far down their throat that they choke. They have to run out of the room, regurgitate my shit, and then bring it back in and listen to me again and just be like, you know what? This motherfucker obviously knows way too much. And then what I love is the point to where you get, and I know you guys have seen it, where you get the head turn, where they look and like, well, why aren't you doing that? Yeah, motherfucker, why aren't you doing that?
Yeah.
Tell me. I had a huge this was a big turning point in my career. This was about 3 months ago, where I kind of recognized my place and the power that I have with the team that I'm working with. And I had a call with this attorney. This bitch is a huge attorney down in Orange County. And she's a DUI attorney, and you know, my fault, but you know what, I fucked my web designer. He copied her site. I have my web designer's back, so of course I'm gonna deny the shit till I'm blue in the face. But they don't fucking know. But so they get her attorney onto get her and her attorney of her website onto the phone. This motherfucker, dude. So he's like, so how old is your web designer? And I said, what does that have to do with anything? And he's like, oh, well, let me back up. First, okay, her name is Virginia Landry. You guys can look her up.
Go ahead and Google her, guys.
She's the DUI queen. Fuck off. So she gets on the phone with me. This is how it starts. She's like, I'm like, yeah, Virginia, you know, I could be in the wrong. I'm sorry if I am. And if I am, then what I do is I'll make sure that I'll take care of that, and I'll make sure that it's changed. You know, but you got to give us time. I'll totally take responsibility for that. I said, if I'm in the wrong. That's how I started out. And she goes, well, Mr. Ferdinand, you know, my web designer's kind of been with me since before you've been born. And I said, wait, Virginia, I said, hold on 1 second here, Virginia. I said, do you really want to start off going down that road with me? Because I said, I don't think you really do. I said, I have one attorney on the phone right now, and I said, he's just one in the mere pen of fucking bulldogs that I have behind the fence. Don't make me have to go call them. I said, so let's back this up, and let's get down to the bare issue of what we're handling here. Dude, and dude, you can look her, give her a call. She's a fucking bulldog. I put that, it's basically like I just farted in the bitch face and just said, you know what, bitch, sniff. Because I'm going to keep fucking talking. So anyhow, her fucker gets on the phone and he's like, how old is your web designer? And I said, what does that have to do with anything? Well, how old was he when he went to school? I said, I don't know. Maybe he was fucking part of Mensa. Maybe he was fucking 8 when he went to fucking college. I fucking don't know. Maybe he was fucking 32. Maybe he was 45. What the fuck does age have to do with it? And I said, and by you asking me that fucking question, I said, it gives you the permission not to fucking ask any more fucking questions. So don't ask me any more anything. I said, don't ask me anything else for the rest of this fucking conversation. Dude, shut the fuck up so fast. And then my attorney chimes in, dude, and my attorney says to Virginia, he's like, listen, Virginia, I'm not here to protect Ferdinand. I'm here to protect you.
That's who I need. I need a guy like that on the phone with me going, no, hold on.
Oh, man, don't get me started with those fucking people, dude. So, I learned my place in this business, and that's a very big thing when you're with SEO, because you have to remember, these people call you. And if you know what you're doing, I mean, you got to back your shit up. So you can't walk into the door acting like you're Superman and be a fucking limp dick and shit. Yeah. Like just fall down. So exactly. You have to cover your shit. But as you walk in and you're doing that, you have to understand the mindset. And this is something that I'm very, very, very good at. I don't know why. I think because I used to be in the medical marijuana industry, so I was literally negotiating with, like, dude, yeah, that's...
Dude, weed dealers are the best. They can negotiate anybody out of anything. Hey, give me $20 and your fucking underwear. All right, dude, cool.
I'm telling you, man, I used to negotiate with the scum of the earth, the best negotiators out there. So you get me with these captains of industry, fuck, dude, you ain't got nothing on me. I'll slam, and because I know what I'm talking about, I slam my deals. Dude, Bill knows about this. I had a deal the other day where I was up against a guy who had a multi-million-dollar fucking they made millions of dollars with this motherfucker. Granted, I respect them. However, realize that when you come up against me, you're coming up against probably, and I'm not saying this to be a dick or conceited, but I've learned and I've lost and I've gained. I've lost and I've gained. So I've earned my positions. Like, I was thinking in my head, I don't have anything to impress this motherfucker. I know who I am, and that's what I think. That's the mindset we have to realize: is know who you are, know your place, walk in there. They picked up the phone to call you. Hopefully, I mean, I don't pick up the phone to call people. That's not my. Dude, I haven't picked up the phone in fucking years. Why? Why the fuck? If I know what I'm doing, why the fuck would I pick up the phone to call you? You get off your fucking ass and call me, motherfucker, because you need the help. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sorry.
Here's the thing. I have a very nice cell phone. I have a very huge bill. But I have my wife's number, my mother's number, my sister's number. I mean, that's about it. Maybe a couple of friends, but I don't have clients. My phone rings, I'll pick it up. I don't call out. I'm horrible at cold calling. I've done it in the past. You know, I'm in the same position as you. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Right.
And I will sit down, and when somebody's talking something, you know, I was sitting down talking with video. And I'm like, I've been doing video for 6 years solid. I've been online as a video marketer for 4 years intensely. It's given me the ability to have a mindset. And my SEO skills sucked until I decided to get in it and start picking up everything. And that's why I hang out with guys like you, you know, because I'll ask a question. If I don't know, I don't know. But I do know over the customer. They run a business, either tires or lawyers or whatever. They do not do online.
Exactly.
You know, so I'm in that power.
Too, Frank, that I see. I think this is from Paul. I said, just wondering if a potential client watches this, do you think you might get the deal? Honestly, Paul, with the way, if and again, I'm not trying to be conceited. I have worked my way to where I'm at right now. It took me a very long time, and I lost a lot along the way. I mean, I almost lost my soul, and I'm not kidding. I literally was in a stoop of depression. So I know my position right now. I know what I've invested in. I know the team that I'm a part of. So honestly, I don't give a fuck. I mean, if someone doesn't want to hire me, that's their loss. And again, you can research my name. You can type in my address. You can see I don't mess. You know, my mortgage alone is $5,000. So I don't mess around, and I don't have time. We're all getting older. I'm 40 years old. I don't have time to sit there.
God, you're such a youngin'.
Well, you get what I'm saying. Everybody says that. You know, when I was in 30, everybody, you know, to me, I feel old. Dude. My back's going out. I got cracks and stuff.
Stop. Stop. Man, I got up earlier. I'm like, damn, I'm fat and slow.
So yeah, I just want to make that clear, Paul. I don't care, and that was a lesson that was taught to me by my mentor, who is a very, very wealthy, and he said when you get to the point in your life to where you can say fuck you to anyone at any time, any place, anywhere, he said you're in the perfect place. And that's where I'm at. I don't need any more business. I don't care for any more business. But it's not. But one thing I want to throw in, if especially for me, if I've got a client that sees these, and I do these every Friday, and when we first started, they were 3 times a week. And I talked to some big guys in Vegas this time, and, you know, talking about sponsorships and stuff. If they see it, I want them to realize that they're getting the honest to God's truth. Absolutely.
We're not saying fuck you in a negative way.
No.
It's a mindset of fuck you, I don't need you, because as soon as you talk to somebody and they think you need them, you're fucked on negotiations, man. They're going to get you for $250 a month.
Don't ever be desperate. And
that is painful.
And you have to understand too, and I'm speaking to Paul on this. You have to understand that these guys, if you're dealing with captains of industry, they're alpha. So when they see something like this, they'd rather deal with someone like me as opposed to some little bitch who's going to be like, oh, yes, I'm a yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes, whatever. No, if you want to do some marketing and I think it's a bad idea and your keywords are stupid, I'm going to tell you. I don't. Again, it's time. You know, that's the one thing that I can really stress is these captains of industries. They understand that their time means money. They're not going to. They don't get their time back. They can get money back, but they don't get their time back. So if we waste time sitting here going through some bullshit with these people, they don't get that time back. So you respect their time and you give them the real. I'm very real with my business. I don't, just like I said, I don't give a fuck if they want to use me for business or not. If you do, by all means, we're going to have a great relationship and it's going to be residual and we're going to have a long-term relationship. And I'm going to work for you as hard as I work for every single one of my clients. But if you're on the fence and you're like, oh, I don't like the way he talks, I don't care. Move on. That's not my. I could care less about that. There's somebody for everybody.
One of the best books I ever read was Pitch Anything, and it's about power sales, but the guy broke down some very interesting points, and I know everybody watching. And Paul, we're not picking on you. It's just you had a great question, and we just want to make sure we're talking to you.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I see it all the time. You get on a webinar, and it's right before it starts, and they've got their PDF ready and go to webinar, and you see it going down the side, and you see the number that says like 52 slides. And I'm like, oh, shit. In Pitch Anything, he says 10 to 12 slides, you're full of shit. Everybody knows you're wasting time. They instantly go into, I don't even care what this guy's talking about. This is bullshit. You're taking up my time. Yeah. Those guys don't even show up for half the meetings they set because they're busy. Right. So if they give you 5 minutes, you better put in 10 minutes worth of work. You know, and this guy walks out of meetings. You know, he even says if the owner of the company is looking down at his phone, he'll say sorry and pack up, and he'll say, yeah, I'll be back when you've got more time. Because obviously, you know, but he's working $1 million deals. But that's how I am with everybody now. Yep. You know, my wife says, aren't you afraid that our church members are going to see these and realize what you are? And I said, I hope they do. They're going to know that I'm honest,
right?
I'm upfront, and I don't give a shit about being fake.
Right.
Fake.
So if I'm not any of those things, you know, I'm just the way I am. I'm a Christian who cusses, man. And
it's just
God loves me.
Exactly. And there's nobody that should make a judgment about what our relationship is with Christ. You know what I mean? That's between me and Christ on my own time. And if I need to ask for my forgiveness for my cussing and my I call it passion. Some people call it intensity. But to me, it's passion. So if I have to ask for forgiveness for that, then that's between me and God. But I can tell you that I have an insane relationship with my Creator, and I talk to Him on usually probably almost every hour because I'm just needing to be guided and make the right. And I mean that I totally mean that in all honesty, because sometimes I'm making decisions in my business because now I've learned how to duplicate myself. That was my mentor's lesson to me. It was duplicating myself. So now I'm duplicating myself. So now a lot of big contracts are coming my way. So I'm looking at these things now, and I'm just like, you know, this is my plan. When I was praying to God the other day, this is exact words to me was, make sure you take your place. And that is powerful when you're dealing with these contracts. You know, I deal with a lot of million and billion-dollar contracts. So it's when you hear that and that's guiding you and it's not like, you know, it's not that fluctuation and you're trying to figure. When you hear that, make sure you take your place. That's powerful, especially when you're dealing with these guys. But I can tell you, to everybody watching here, no matter if you're doing a deal for $3,500 or $35 million, it's the same thing. You just got to get to that.
It really is. It really is.
Same thing.
You're going to bust your balls for $500 or $5 million.
Exactly. It's the same thing. So don't think that because it's a $35 million deal, it's anything different than a $3,500 deal. It's no different. It just may be different talk, and you may be around a different circle or a different group of people. but it's the same thing. You're still, as my mentor says, the only easy day is yesterday. You're still fighting to get that. You're still fighting for that contract. You're fighting for your family. You're fighting so it doesn't get taken away. You're fighting to keep you happy. The only easy day is yesterday. So you're fighting. You're fighting. You're fighting. So there's no difference.
We were up in Vegas for Affiliate Summit West, and 6,000 tickets sold, 2,500 companies at this thing, and it's just, it was insane the amount of shoulder-to-shoulder shit, and I'm a people watcher, and I can walk into a room and I know what's going on, who's where, who's what, by body reactions and everything. And before it starts, we're going in to get all the badges and everything, and I looked at my wife and I said, can you pick out here in this crowd who makes $100,000? And she looked around and she goes, well, she probably does. And I said, nope, I bet you she made about $100 last month. She has 6-inch stiletto heels.
Whoa, we got a bunch of dogs and goats and llamas going around this morning.
Damn, what the hell you got going on over there, farm boy?
Man, my dog goes intense whenever she sees a squirrel.
I thought that was you, Frank.
My dog just went, what the fuck was that? She had it on stilettos, the short skirt, looking like the tins. And I'm like, but you're at an affiliate thing, get together. Why the fuck do you look like you're going out? I mean, dress up. I'm in a t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops, walking around, and my wife's like, do you feel underdressed? And I'm like, fuck no, I know who I am.
Exactly.
There's nobody here that's going to make or break me, and that's not because I'm cocky and I'm thinking anything, but if they're going to hire me or talk to me because of a suit, I don't want to talk to them. Nope. That hurts that's what somebody has to do now. I know when you're starting out, you have to have a certain persona because you haven't created that one yet. And that persona that you're putting out there, hopefully, is what's inside of you. Hopefully, you'll get to that comfort level where it doesn't matter what you're doing and how you're doing it. And you'll know when you wake up and you go, you know what, I don't fucking care. I stressed for 4 months over a client that I knew deep in my soul I had to fire. I had to walk away from it. It was going to be 80% of my business at that time. I had bills, I had rent, I had car leases, I had all this stuff, and I had a wife who was going to kill me when she found out. And I came home and I was sitting there and she's just like, what happened? What happened? I know something happened. And I said, well, I fired him. And she said, how the fuck are we going to make up $35,000 now? And I said, the same way I got them.
Right.
I got to hustle it, baby. And she said, okay, then you do it. And, we recovered, obviously, but I was stressing more on getting rid of them than I was stressing working with them. I was just like, I'm losing sleep, I'm losing, I look like this gray is probably all from them and my kids. I mean, it was a fucking nightmare. But now it's like you talk to them and people go, well, you need to do this and this before we can sign anything. And I go, well, no, you need to.
Yeah.
You have to prove to me that you're worthy of reading. Mike Michalowicz has the Pumpkin Plan, and he talks about a pumpkin farmer, and that these guys who grow these monstrous pumpkins, these world records, literally have to go through these seeds and find the perfect one. And he talks about that's how you are with clients. When you're going through and you're just the ones that aren't going to grow, the ones that aren't going to be fruitful or profitable or anything, get rid of them. But you don't need 50 clients. You need 5 that are good. Right. And you've got a business and you've got a company and you're doing better than you ever could and better than you ever imagined working with those 5 instead of those 50. And when I read that and talked to him, I went, holy shit. Mike, that's fucking crazy, So
Frank, you're so right on that with the when you were talking about firing the right. My mentor has a rule. This is his 3 rules are: hire the right people. Well, first one is be first to industry, so be first to market. Hire the right people, and then fire the right people that you thought were the right people in the first place, but turned out to be the wrong people. Yep. So that will always make you successful. So no, I've done that as well too, and that comes with that attitude of just not giving a shit. Just, you know what, I don't need. And as if you're good at SEO, you know, I think you kind of have to be an alpha to be an SEO, because it's that fight, and you got to keep going, and you got to keep moving, and you're always fighting for another client that could be the perfect one that usually turns out to be a dumbass that you have to get rid of. So I am so with you on that, of just, if you see some people that you're trying to pull along, and you literally, it's taking more of your energy every single week to deal with this person, and you know that it's affecting your whole being, you don't need to have that person in your life. That money is not that important. You can go find another $3,500, $5,000 deal. Just put the effort that you're putting into that person into finding another client. You don't need to spend it with those people. Those people will drain you.
Oh, and it is. It's the drain. I think after I got rid of them, I slept great for about 4 straight days, because I knew never again was I going to get that fucking call that was, prove to me why I need to have you. And it's like, well, dude, we just had this conversation 3 weeks ago. You know, fuck this. I don't have to prove. You're number one. You know, you're number one because of this. Why do I have to keep proving that you need to pay your fucking invoice? You know, it's like, shit. And you worked for one of the largest alpha companies out there. Google is not a sit around and wait for something to happen. Nope. You know, they can't be. And if you're an SEO, we're going against, you know, this major company, because we're trying to stay just on the edge of, you know, ahead of the trend. Even though, if you really look at it, we're so far behind. We're just trying to sneak around the corner. Hopefully they don't see what I'm doing over here. Look at him. Look at him. Yeah, so, no, you got to be an alpha. If you sit there and wait, or you react, you're never going to make it in this business. I mean, you can't. Become an employee. Being an employee is not a bad thing. Not at all. There are some that are awesome employees. Please come talk to me. And there are some that are awesome business owners and business leaders, and you know who you are. When you do that gut check at late at night when the lights are off and the wife's asleep, or the girlfriend, or you're out on that walk with your dog, you know in your gut that it's not a dream. It's either a passion or it's bullshit. Yep. You know. And I talked to a guy, and he's like, "Well, I'm on welfare and my wife works." And I said, "Well, what are you doing?" He's like, "Well, you know, I do SEO and video." And I said, "No, you don't. You watch webinars and buy products with your food stamps is what you do." Right. Because if you did video or SEO, you'd be making fucking money and paying your bills.
Right.
You know, I said, I pay for your video training. You know, when you get down to the nit and gritty. And I told him, I said, until you either break a check off for $5,000 that you write out of your bank account, or you show me a client that's paying you, I really don't have anything more to say, because I'm not going to, you know, stroke him and keep him on. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just like, I don't have time for it. You know, I got guys who are busting their balls, working 12-hour days and then coming home and trying to do this, that, you know, I'm willing to talk to all day long and help as much as I can. But you know, overall, I mean, the Cup of Joe on Saturdays. Yep. You know, that is a lot of fun to listen to. You know, and if you guys ever do look up Lim, Ferdinand, Bill, and try to connect with that, it's another it's a hangout, but it's a cool, and it's Saturday morning, so it's like you can get going, start your day off, and it's fun. It's a lot different than this one. A lot different than this one. A little bit more motivational and positive speak. But let's get down to this SEO shit now that we got some of this crap out of it. And Paul, you're right. Different cultures are going to be different. And I I work with some people overseas that I cannot say the F-bomb to because it would be, devastating to them. They would think I hate them, but I don't. That's just me. You know what's acceptable to you, your business, and how to benefit. Kenny Perkins, it's okay if you're late. These are always recorded, so never ask me that shit. They're recorded now. If you're watching on YouTube, you can rewind it and start from the beginning, and you'll never miss a beat. Let's grab a couple of these real quick, because Brian says, Paul, you can be confident in your own way. The important thing is to remember you are the expert who can take your client to the next level and show them the high is high. They called you. LOL. You're right, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely right.
When you pick up the phone, you're the one in charge.
Yep. And remember, I'll share one quick story before we go into this that my mentor shared with me that really resonated, that changed me. So my mentor is a Navy SEAL and ex-Navy SEAL, and he was saying when he was going through his training in high school, his Spanish teacher's husband was his mentor, getting him ready to go there, and he was 5'2", all the way from his freshman year to his junior year. So he's only 5'2", so he came back his senior year, and he was 6'1". So he was telling his mentor then, when he was getting ready, he kept acting like, he was still that 5'2" person, and his mentor was taking pictures out and saying, you're not that 5'2" guy anymore. You're 6'1". So go in places and realize that you're 6'1". So go to these people when you're getting new business. You're 6'1". You're not 5'2" anymore. If you know what you're doing, you're 6'1". Walk in there, demand the respect, get the contract, and just handle it. You're 6'1" now. You're not 5'2". So that kind of resonated huge with me when I heard that.
No, that's and lay off the geek speak.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers don't know what a Google algorithm is or a Panda update. Just tell them when Google fucks with us, we know how to fix it.
Yeah. Text, I learned so fast not to do the whole that, the vomit of services of blah, 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 blah. I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. Now, literally, all I do, I'm not kidding you, all I do is I walk in there and I say, what is your problem? What are you experiencing? Well, this, that, and the other, and we're having a problem here. Okay, well, what would you like to see happen here? All I'm doing is asking questions. But if you're good at sales, that's what sales is. If you need to close the deal and you need to figure out how you're going to help them, you need to ask every single fucking question under the sun to understand, okay, what attack do we need to take? Is this going to be like press releases, and how many? Is this just going to be blogs, videos? Can I take over? Can I literally demolish this industry? What does he want? Does he want to just have one ranking? Does he want to take over 30% of the first page? Does he want 40% of the first page? If you could get 40% of the first page, would you like that? Would that do anything special for you? I'm not telling anything about me. I didn't say shit about me.
Right.
All I'm doing is saying, what would you like to do if we could? If you were in this position and we could do this for you, what would that do for you? Would that help you? Okay, and if that helps you, are you spending any money in other places that you think you could bring into this budget that we can cut out of that, because now you're going to see some results coming in from there? Can you guys maybe, because you're going to be dealing with board members, well, big people, you're going to be dealing with board members, so are you spending your money on stupid fucking editorials? Are you trying to get this shit with magazines that's not going to do shit for you? Or, can you take over that $150,000 budget and throw it over here onto online because that's where everything's at?
How's that ad insert in Vogue doing for you?
Exactly. Or the newspaper. Or, so you have to ask these questions. So don't go in there being like, oh, I'm Superman and I've got SEO service and I can put 25 keywords on the first page for you and I can get your video ranked with this title and I can put the... Fuck that. Go in there and say, what do you need? What are you looking for? What have you tried? What failed for you? Who did you work with? What did you not like about the situation? How would you like the situation to be different? Don't say that I didn't say anything in that whole fucking thing about anything that I do, because it's not about me. You have to take that out of the whole equation. It's about the fucking client. And you have to ask them the question and understand what they fucking need. It's not about you and your stupid shit. Oh, I got my video ranked on the first page for this and this. Who cares? Who gives a shit? I mean, I see all these guys online about, oh my God, I'm ranking this and I'm ranking that. Look at my video. Fucking who cares? I don't give a fuck about that video. Your client doesn't give a fuck about that video. Your client cares about their video and what you can do for them. And how many fucking people are in their place of how many people are you going to have competition with? So personally, I have reports that I go into before I even go into the first meeting. So the minute I talk to them on the phone, I pull their shit, I figure out who all the competition is, then I go to a meeting, then I sit down with them and say, this is what I found. What do you see here? And normally their competition is just demolishing them. And then you just let them start fucking up their own head, being like, oh my God, and then you that's where I call it, that's the sweet spot, because then they're starting to look and they're like, well, look at what they're doing there, and then you go, oh, you like that, huh? Well, check out this. Oh, let's just go into SEO Brush, let's go into Majestic. Bam! Do you see how many backlinks they have there? Now, do you see what we need to do for you guys? Look at your competition. Look at how everything is separated out. Now, do we need to go look at you guys on Majestic? Because I don't think we do, because that's why I'm here. So,
you don't want to do that.
So get creative, man. Have fun with this, but don't go and bragging about what you can do and about, oh, I can rank my video for best pool cleaner in Arizona.
And that's gonna fuck up your whole getting the customer expectations in check, because they're gonna say, well, if you did that there, why aren't you doing that here now?
Bam!
And you're like, fuck.
You just shot yourself in the foot.
Because you've got a 50 billion search result, that's why.
Right.
I can't get past the 117 wiki pages, damn it. No, and that was, and to go back to this client that I was just talking with, I knew that she was in when I said, well, what type of keyword are you going for? What do you want to rank for? And we need to sit down and talk about that. And she goes, we've tried to figure that out. We don't know what the customer is looking for to find us.
There you have your answer.
And when she said that, I went, oh my God, are you fucking kidding? You're in. Right. Now it's just you. And she sent me an email yesterday. She said, we're trying to figure out how to put the money together for you.
See,
and I went,
and that's, now let me give you a perfect example. If you need food for your family, I mean, seriously, think about this. Everybody on this webinar right now, or hangout, if you need food for your family, are you not going to figure out any way possible to get food for your family? So if I'm coming to you, and I know what I'm doing, okay, and don't get this twisted with these assholes that are out there that aren't doing their jobs. If you do your job and you're honest and you're real and you can get results, don't you think these people are going to fight because you're the one who's putting food on their table? You're adding to the ROI. You're adding to you're literally giving them more money coming into their bank account that they can now sit down with their family and say, okay, now that I've been working with Ferdinand, Bill, or Frank, this is what's coming in, and now we can afford that new car. That's what you're doing for these people. So you have to take a whole new mindset to this. You can change a client's life with your services. Don't go in thinking it's all about you. That's the failure. Don't think it's all about you. If anybody can take anything with them, it's not about you. It's not about you. It's about the client. And if you work for other people, and just like God says, if you serve other people, that's where it's at. That's what we're here for. You got to serve other people. So don't go in here saying, "Oh, you're serving me." I'm saying that attitude, like, go in there and know your place and know that you can get that contract. That's an alpha attitude, but you're working for them, and if you're working for them, you can make their life better. Now, I twisted on them at the end, and I always say to them, like, don't think that when we sign this contract that you're off the hook, because I'm going to need your help just as much as you're going to need mine. So this is a two-inch street here. So you got to help me, because if I don't get all the information from you and your staff and all the employees that you have, then there's no way that I can do my job, and it's not going to be effective. So don't think you're off the hook when you sign this contract, because I'm going to literally be calling you, and my employees will be calling you. So we're going to be a big team, and they're going to take this a lot. So I close it like that. I literally say, don't think when you give me this money that you're off the hook, because this is just the beginning. We're just starting.
It's still a hands-on process, and they know that.
Absolutely.
They know that. If it's a local little restaurant, the owner hires managers, but they look over the book. When they're walking through the kitchen to get to the office, they don't ignore the 7 feet of dirty dishes. They don't ignore the towels on the floor and just go to the office. They notice that shit.
Right.
So they're also going to be, even if they say, well, I never check our ranks. Bullshit. Bullshit. They're checking. And they just want to know that you're working. So, calling them up, who can I call? Who's going to have access to this information? Who can give the okay if we've got to do something? Who, so-and-so will do that. Okay, but if I need you, how can I get a hold of you for this?
Right.
Oh, I'll give you my cell phone number. Excellent. I'm not going to call you unless I need you, but if I need you, you better answer.
Right. Right.
So, yeah, it's that whole demanding from them, and again, you set your expectations. Them fuckers will respond to you.
I love this comment up here, Bill. Please stop being so chatty. That's great, Ralph.
I think Bill's afraid if he takes his mute off, the dog's going to see a fucking squirrel again. But we're about to get into Bill's wheelhouse.
It's so good. Hey, I like to listen. I was told a long time ago you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Yeah, I heard that and I smacked the guy who said it and told him to fuck off. I get paid to talk, so kiss my ass. That's what I say. I went into radio and TV for a reason, and just realized that when I went on radio, they said, "You don't even have a face for radio, dude. It's you need to go into another field, like scary house horror things." And I was like, "All right, cool." No, part of SEO, and one of the parts that I absolutely love is the tech report. Looking at, I love graphs. I see those pretty lines and the little things over here. And I actually I talked to a developer yesterday, and I'm like, I love your plugin for the site showing where traffic's coming from, but it's a bar graph, and bar graphs look boring. Can you do like a circle graph and give me an option? And the guy's like, really? I'm like, hey, I'll even help you with the money to develop it because I like the way a circle graph would look over there. And he's like, we can look into it, man. I'm like, all right, cool. But super analytical. I love my analytics on my YouTube. I love, going into my AdSense account. My wife hated it. I'd go in and say, whew, I made a penny on AdSense today. And she's like, stop. I don't want to hear shit for less than $100 a day. She's like, this penny shit is getting annoying because I'll be like, guess what, honey? She's like, what, 14, 17 cents? No, only 13. And she's like, this shit's getting ridiculous. Tell me the big numbers. So now I'm happy to say that we have some of those making some decent numbers. I still get jazzed over the nickel, though. It's money. I didn't have to work for it.
Right.
I didn't have to continue working for it.
Right.
But you guys have this crazy ass thing that totally fucking blew my mind. I mean, literally blew my fucking mind. And it's Grizzly Tracker.
Yep.
And I'm going to ask very simply, because if I tell people what it is in my head, I am going to never get it across to them. So, I mean, literally, because I looked at it and I was like, oh, shit, oh, whoa. What's this do? And and I was all over the fucking place and absolutely thought it was brilliant. And when you guys get a chance, you're going to click on the link that's over there in that area and check it out. But Bill, you pulled it up on your screen, and you guys have to be doing shit with like the stock market type stuff, because that's what it looks like to me. It's like it looks like a stock ticker shit that you're about to take over Chinese gold prices.
Heck yeah, man. That's what we do. We find the hole and take it,
Hey, that's what I said to her.
Oh, thank you. Good. That's a good one, man.
Yeah, you left that one open.
No, that's all good. No, but basically, our whole philosophy is you run a business, and you got to track stuff.
Yep.
If you're not tracking stuff, then when you talk to customers, they'll be like, exactly what you said. Well, why am I paying you $3,000 a month? And you can say, well, you know what, here's where your keywords were, here's where this was, here's where this was, and you know what, if you don't like it, then, as Ferdinand says, F off.
Right.
I don't need you.
Exactly.
F off. That's so cute. F off.
I know. Yeah, Bill keeps everything on the political.
You dirty rat! I'm so upset right now.
Scumbag.
No, that's I mean that's just people laugh at me because even when I yell at them, I'm smiling at them still, and that even pisses them off even more. Usually.
I'd be so confused. I'd be like, "Damn, are you like really happy or pissed?"
You're just a donkey.
I actually said that to a client once. So I was like, "You're just a donkey," and I left. But anyway.
Wow. God, you can tell somebody to fuck off and make them have a good day all at the same time.
I did. Yeah. But anyway, that's a whole other story. But no, I mean we've created. We're actually doing a bunch of stuff in Forex and stock market right now, and we created this program too because this is. Like I said, your business is going to do stuff. It needs to track stuff. And if you're not tracking, then when a customer says, well, why am I paying you? You can be like, look, you know what I mean? And the other coolest thing, I can't show you instantly right now. We can put this on or send a thing out later, but it actually creates documents and reports as well. You can mail your customer. You can actually send them a link from inside your panel, and what it'll do is it'll actually give them a direct link to almost I'm trying to think of the word to call it like another panel, and it basically shows all their data, everything.
Yeah, and that was what I liked is you don't have to curate all this shit and send them a 50-page PDF.
Right.
You're basically like, hey, here's a link. Come check out what I see.
And it keeps everything real time. That's the cool thing about it. Is it will do everything. So what we did is we made sure, because when you're doing SEO, you want your rankings to be relevant. I don't want to look at what was 2 weeks ago in rotation where my place was. I want to know where I was last night. I want to know where I was. What's going on. So it actually pulls its data every 24 hours for the SEO. Aspect of it and the widget that you can use for it. So you can track unlimited keywords through it. You have to enter in each keyword individually into its own widget, but we did that for a reason because and I'll explain this so everybody gets it. When you're doing SEO, and I'm going to take pet food. Let's just say pet food. If you have 1,000 keywords for pet food, well, you have to compartmentalize those keywords because there's not just going to be just pet food. You're going to have fish pet food. You're going to have dry pet food, wet pet food, dog pet food, cat wet food, horse. So you compartmentalize them. So what we did is we made sure that within the widgets you could keep everything in your dashboard. So let's say you wanted to cover wet pet food category. So now what you would do is you would just get into your dashboard, you go and say wet pet food. And then you go into your widgets and then do cat wet cat food or whatever product it is. You can say like Purina cat chat, whatever you're trying to rank for, and then whatever dog, gourmet, whatever. You can put those in that wet pet food. So now you can go into that dashboard, look at all your wet pet food, go into your other dashboard with dry pet food, and look at all those. Then if you want to even scale it even more, you can go like horse. You go like, let's say, guinea pigs, all these different. I have a pet site, so that's why I'm saying this, and a grocery store, and
oh my God, grocery stores! Oh, I looked at a UPC listing once. Oh my God, it was an encyclopedia set for just the fucking stock. I was like, never mind.
Yeah, that grocery store was a definite. That was a beast. That wasn't it's not the best decision I made with one of my sites. Let me put it that way.
Can we just rank for like store, please?
I just try to take over products, dude. I'm just like, fuck the store. It's never gonna happen because I got like all these major guys. I'm like, fucking, I'll just rank for like some wine.
Yeah.
Food.
I could do real well for your off-brand cat food, but
right. Don't ask me to take over groceries.
But yeah, I mean, like you
awesome.
could see it tracks pretty much everything you can think of. It'll track autoresponder. This is another cool thing. It actually has built-in laws. So that saves you from having to pay for Moz. So you can literally put everything in. It'll show you all the backlinks. It'll show you all the stuff. Some of the people love clout. I personally care less. But it'll show your clout score every day.
A clout score of 25? What'd you do, bitch slap the owner? I don't do shit and I'm sitting at 67. How the hell do you have a clout score of 25? Did you sign up? I mean, holy shit. No, clout, I don't get clout, man. That's, you know, I don't get it. It tells me all the time, well, your YouTube channel sucks. And I go, yeah, all 3,000 fucking subscribers? What the hell are you talking about?
So, but I'll tell you, I like this probably the most. Let me actually.
Is it a porn one?
No.
I love it.
Damn.
I love it. I love it.
Why is it not showing?
Well, at least Ferdinand, you didn't say let's talk about dog training or, you know,
so
Plano, Texas rhinoplasty.
Okay. So this is the neat thing about this
Holy shit.
with any of the SEO widgets is you basically, okay, so let's say I wanted to see where a site was back, I don't know, let's just say December 2013, December 1st.
You got your own Wayback Machine built right in?
Yeah, dude, absolutely. And what it'll do is it'll take all the historical data
and pull it in
here. Okay, and now what it'll do is it'll show you that where, up to that point, where this domain was, okay? So you can see all back to then where it was, on what date. So if any client ever says, well, you know what, you weren't doing anything, you can say, look.
Bullshit. Well, here I am.
My God, I could have used this 3 years ago. Holy shit. I'm like, yeah, F you, buddy. You weren't even in the fucking Google rank.
And too, Bill, tell them to, you know, it's not just about SEO. Show them all the widgets in there so that they can see.
Yeah. See, so you have Moz, you have the SEO widgets, okay? Then you also have a couple other things too. You have your clout score. You have Google AdSense. If some of you use Google Trends, it'll show you trends. I personally really like the YouTube one. It'll show you your views, comments, favorites, likes. It'll show you the dates and everything on it. This is the overview. If you want some specific data, it'll show you specific data as
Click
well.
on the settings and show them so they can see that real quick.
So, I'll show you. So, like, if I want to do, and then you can pick per video. Like right now, I have it on overview. Okay. You could do views, country map, location, traffic sources. I mean, there's pretty much everything you can possibly think of in it. I like overview the best, and you can select all your videos. So you can actually pick if you want it to show up all your videos or just one video. It'll show you that too.
See, and that's what I loved. Is I mean, I didn't see anything in there, and I went, wow, I wish they had this. Yeah. I actually looked at a bunch of it and said, why the fuck? Oh, look at, they got that.
Yeah.
Go to the dashboards, Bill. Click all the widgets that they can go to.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, Ralph, if there's a 404 on it and I just clicked on it, I probably fucked something up. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it. Just remember the grizzlytracker.com. That's the most important. The Frank special thing, that's a tracking. We'll figure that all out.
Yeah, we'll get that link up. We'll make sure that we get that link there, and Bill probably has it all too.
Yeah. No, it's no big deal. I just wanted them to know that. Yeah, if it's a 404, thank you for telling us. But look at that shit. And I love the fact that you guys have like the Flickr and all that stuff because I've gotten hip on that whole taking pictures and annoying people with memes. So.
Now, I do have to tell you guys, some of these are not available yet because we're in beta. So mine is a beta account, okay? So some of these, I'm just clarifying this so you guys know.
Yeah, the ones that we don't have, I'll give you the list that we don't have access for everybody right now to Aweber, Desk, Eventbrite, PayPal, QuickBooks, Shopify, and Xero. Those are the only ones we don't have access to right now because we're still working on contracts with them. But Aweber's a bitch. PayPal's a fucker.
Amen. They are. They are. Weather. Now, I see a widget for weather.
Yeah. So look.
Now, funny thing is I'll bet you a dime a dozen what's going through my head is super important for a certain industry. But why did you put the weather in there?
Well, you never know. I mean, it's one of those things that sometimes you should just have the weather, right?
Well, I can tell you one of the things why it was placed in there with. There's a lot of travel industry that we can deal with, and that we will be dealing with here in a new infrastructure that's being built right now. So with that allows them to track travel from here, from clients that would be leaving U.S. that would be flying over there. So it literally, and you can think of this for, you can have as many users as you want. So you can set up a client dashboard. And they can literally log onto it every single morning and have their own, whatever you want them to see, whether it's keywords, the weather, their Moz rankings, their video. So you can literally just give that, and that can be the real-time report that they look at every single morning, and they just get the report every single morning.
See, now I was thinking that, and I don't know if it is or if it isn't, but like here in Phoenix, we always have good weather.
Right.
But people will probably buy in like Cleveland when the weather's shitty there to travel here to play golf.
Oh, yeah.
Or they want to know, what was the weather like during, because I worked in the RV industry. That's extremely on-the-lot sales.
Yeah.
But when it's raining or it's cold or windy, nobody's on the lot.
Right.
So, they can go, I was thinking you go back and say, well, the shit was, we got a spike on the website because the weather was shitty and nobody was on the lot. So there was the weather. It was so you can compare. We used to do like year to date or year before sales. And when I worked at McDonald's, we had the Muirfield Open, which was a big golf tournament in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, nice.
And we knew what the weather was that previous year. So if it was sunny and our sales were high and it was shitty today, we knew that we could kind of adjust for lower sales.
Right.
Which helped with staffing and everything else.
I like that. No, you could totally use it for that. That's a great strategy for actually.
I was thinking that would help any of your outdoor wrecks.
Absolutely.
Boating. You're not going to rent a boat
Hunting.
if you know the weather is going to be shit.
Absolutely. No, you're right on the money with that one. Fishing, absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing too that's interesting is we can actually track Facebook pages too.
Yeah.
So all the stuff, reach, views, engage, clicks, you don't ever have to actually log into their panel and see it. So you could see everything right there.
Now, is there a limit with how many pages or groups that you can't monitor groups, can you?
Yeah.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, all you do is you put that, show them, Bill, when you go into the Facebook, so all you do is you add that page in.
Yeah, the pages.
Nice.
Yes, and you can do Facebook ads as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I needed that before I went all Neo. Forgot that I was running an ad until I got the bill, and I went, oh, shit. Didn't even realize I still had that going. Oh, my God.
I like this one, the LinkedIn one. The LinkedIn one shows pretty cool. This is the LinkedIn one right here.
Yeah, and what's the cool thing too, that if you get really, the ideal way to use this system is to now have tracking for your own keywords and then also tracking for your competitors. That's why it's unlimited, and that's why we made it so that you could just add pages and you didn't have to have their API associated with it. Yes. So you can literally take anybody's LinkedIn page, if you want to look at what their social signals are, take their social pages, their Twitter, their Pinterest, put them in their competitor's dashboard, watch what they're doing, sign up for their email, put their email in there so now you can see what email autoresponders they're sending out. Now you can match this within yours and you can compare the results to see, okay, they're doing this because they're a little bit better than me. I need to improve in this area. So if my social signals aren't happening as much as they are and they're sharing more than I'm sharing, I need to start working on that area. Or you can, you tell your client that. So that's how you can literally take this and use it as kind of a map on how to devise the best ranking system and strategy for your client, because without knowing what your competitors are doing, how the fuck are you going to get your client up to the top page? So if you don't know what your competitors are posting and you don't know what their backlinks are, and you don't know what their page authority are, and you don't know what their domain authority is, then how can you ever do a good job for this person that you're saying you're going to do a good job for? So that's the reason how this kind of came into being, was making it to where I could have I'd have it all in one place, because I'm so sick and tired of going from one window to another window to another window and logging in and waiting, and fuck, dude. You don't understand how many times I would be talking to my computer, calling it a piece of shit because it was me.
I know. Especially when you're trying to get the most up-to-date information and that damn thing you know.
I can't stand it. So that's why they can have it all in one place, all in one dashboard. So now you log in, bam, it's right there. All your shit's right there. You're not loading a bunch of fucking windows, waiting for LastPass to put your shit in. You just have it all right there.
That's funny, because that's what I use. I'm on my phone and I'm like, shit, I don't know my password.
Right.
Fuck. They said don't use the same one. Hey, did you see they came out with today the security with the #1 and #2 most used passwords of 2014?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 was the #1, and #2 is password.
Wow.
Number 3 and 4 is Batman, and
I got my LastPass on my phone.
But on Android, you have to log into LastPass, get it to fire up, then fire up Chrome, and want to integrate. And I'm like, you piece of shit! I don't want 7 fucking things open on this too.
Right.
It's horrible.
See, that's the perfect reason with Grizzly. Now you got everything in one place. You log in every morning, check your shit, look at it, all right there, perfect.
Oh hell no! See, I have 3 55-inch screens. Okay, so I would put that damn thing up like it was a ticker, and I'd just be looking at that damn thing like it was porn, because that's exactly what it is.
Oh, you want to hear something really cool too? Is what you can do is you can actually transfer the screen over to a monitor. So if you have a monitor in your work area, let's say you have an office, you can throw this to your TV monitor so that you can watch it on TV, so that you can actually see it in real time.
Oh, my wife would be so pissed. I could really fuck up her stories. What's going on in General Hospital? Who the fuck cares? Look at my clout score. Look at that shit, baby. That one got shared. We literally, man, if you ever want to see a joke, you can tell when we're bored. We will start a conversation on Facebook, and then we'll start a fight. And we will go back and forth in Facebook, and we'll be sitting on the couch together. And people will chime in and take sides, and we're like, yeah, that damn thing got 72 shares. Look at that. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. See? I knew calling you fat would get some better interaction.
Oh, my God, that's too funny, dude.
Yeah, then she kicks me in the balls.
Oh, that's great. I love
No,
it.
I'm sorry. We pulled away from Grizz. No, I'm price-wise, they're going to go over and they're going to see what it is. And I was figuring this out. When you go in with Moz, and let's say PageRank Tracker or SERP Fox, and you start grabbing all of these sexy little add-on tools, and you got all your tabs open, and then you check the weather, and then you've got all of this stuff going on. I know there are guys in Black Hat World and this and that get together and do group buys because one thing's so fucking expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I love SpyFu because it specifically shows me what my competitors are doing. The thing that helps me close deals is when I hand the person I'm talking to a SpyFu report with their top 5 competitors, and I go, look at what they're spending. You cannot get pissed that you suck because they are investing in their business. You're not. You just gave me that, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. And
if you click on me, I blew it up big for everybody.
Did you blow it up? You blew it up like a white boy? Is it off? Is it off your chain?
Great, man. I love you. You're awesome.
It's off his chain now. I'm sorry. I just fuck with people. I now see I clicked on you so it would show up, and then it thought my joke was funny. We'll show the item. Yeah, everybody can click in there. I'll drop it. You know what? I'll even drop it on the event page for you guys. Here's the thing. I literally went through and I figured that I was spending, I want to say, $1,300 last year.
Easy.
Per month.
Yeah.
On all the trackings, because I'm a paranoid schizophrenic, I think, when it comes to shit, and I don't believe the trackers, so I have to get 3 trackers to check the trackers.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that one's wrong, because it's too low. And people are like, what? Why are you tracking trackers? I'm like, because if SearchFox says one thing and Google says this and this says this, I average it and we're good.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. And it's like, I finally realized you don't need all that shit. You can relax. It's all right. So what is your main goal with offering this so low? I mean, is it because it's not a WSO?
No. Our main thing, we're doing company stuff right now, but we've had a couple of people ask us about rank tracking, and so that's what we did. We said, look, we're going to do it for a small amount of time for everybody else.
Yeah, a limited number of people that we want to get in that we're sharing with, like with your group that we came on here that we're sharing it with, a few other people that we're kind of close to in the industry that we're sharing it with, but it's literally, it's such a powerful, robust system that a lot of businesses like using it because it's what they love to see. I mean, there's so much in there that we really didn't even go over. I mean, we have so many widgets.
It's funny you say that because it's true. I mean, I looked at it and I was just like, oh, fuck me sideways.
Yeah, I think your reaction was the funniest, though.
But and two, you have to be, again, with, as I was telling you before, you have to help other people. That's what, for me, that's what God tells me to do. That's what I do. I want to help other people. Of course, we got to cover our costs and support and all that stuff. But we're trying to give this literally at a price to where we know it's not going to be someone that's going to bark at the price. It's not something that's like, oh my gosh, I can't afford that. It's a simple, easy to do price, and it helps you. So if those two go together, it's almost kind of like a no-brainer. So that's kind of how we're coming together with the prices. Normally it's like $247. I think that's what our price is. I believe I think it's $227, $245, $247, something like that. And then we actually even brought it down from there because we were going to be at $499, so we brought it down to $247 because I'm not the type of guy. I have stuff going on all over the place. So does Bill. So we have multiple streams of income. We're not trying to be greedy and say, oh, let me let me be Alex Becker and take all the money. No, we don't do that. Let's make. I'm sorry, and I know Alex. Fucking text me later if you have a problem with that comment. But he wants to make money. I can't.
Alex is going to tell you, didn't bother me. As soon as you said Alex Becker, everybody went over to SourceWave.
Yeah.
They went to his Facebook wall and said, you just got bitch slapped on the SEO show. And he's like, no, I didn't, and fuck off. And, he's making money. He ain't got time to watch a replay.
He doesn't care. No big thing. So we were just trying to help people. That's basically the main thing behind it. Give people. And what I noticed, too, was when I grew with my business, I was stuck in that internet marketing world. It's weird. There's these levels. I was stuck in this internet marketing world where I was like that. I don't know, $12,000 a month range. Sometimes I went from $5,000 to $12,000, stuck in that range, and there wasn't a way to. I felt like I was capped. I wanted to break the ceiling, but I needed to have a process. And my process, what I was realizing was waking up every morning, logging on, and then I'm not kidding, I took a timer and timed each tab that it was taking me to log in. And it was taking literally some tasks, it was taking me almost 15 minutes to log in on that window and then go to another one. Some tasks were 3 minutes, some tasks were 5, but it was taking forever. So this became something that was like, if I could have all this in one place, now I have all my data. It's right there. Now I can move on to my calls. Now I can close those out. Now I can actually go to lunch with my wife because I've got that shit done and it's all in one place. Oh, they want a report? Hold on real quick. Let me email you real quick. It became a process. So if I can help people out that way instead of being this whole, oh my God, I got to send that email. Shit, where's that report? Oh, let me sign up for SEM Rush. And that shit got old. You know, it got really old. So it became like, how can I help these guys out to figure out what I figured out? And don't think this literally was my mentor working with me, drilling into my head. You have to duplicate yourself. You have to duplicate yourself. You have to duplicate yourself. And the only duplicatable way was creating what I did. And I'm successful, so why not duplicate what I'm doing? Because if I can I think it was like I went from $12 to $2 million in a matter of 12 or 14 months, something like that.
But that was the thing, is you can't take all those logins or make secondary logins and then send it over to somebody who you're paying by the hour to do the same shit, because now you're paying them to sit there.
Right.
And you're duplicating dead time, not duplicating, a profitable system that's going to move you forward.
And also, when you're taking time away, like if you have a family and you have a wife and you have a son, I have a son, if you have kids, if all your time is spent on this monitor, you're not healthy. You're not working at your fullest capacity. So, and anything that we can do and like I was telling you, all these captains of industry, time you never get back. Money we can always get back. You lose $5, you get $5 back. It's easy. It's not hard. Where are you going to get that last 5 minutes back? Where are you going to get this last hour back? That's why I'm not wasting anybody's time with bullshit. I'm telling you, see what I use in my sales. This is your guys' time. I don't want people thinking that we're going to waste their time with anything. It's very valuable.
I would suggest that everybody go get let me pull mine up so I give you the right name. It's called Rescue Time.
Yeah.
It's a cool little app. It'll plug into your Chrome, and it tracks everything that you're doing by how long you're on something. So if you go on YouTube and you watch, pardon me?
What was that called again?
Rescue Time. I figured, and what's funny is I get paid to be on Facebook, and it was going, well, you just wasted, 8 hours today on Facebook, and I had to go in there and adjust that.
Right.
Facebook was, okay, Facebook's not a time killer for me. It's actually profitable. And, in certain things you have to adjust. YouTube, I'm like, I'm not on there watching, cat videos. I'm actually loading. But it was interesting watching the things, and I looked and I went, why the fuck was I on a recipe site for an hour and a half? I was looking up chili recipes for my wife, and I'm like, oh my God, I wasted an hour and a half on a Friday looking up a recipe that we weren't going to have for another 2 weeks anyways. I'm like,
right.
Son of a bitch, what a waste.
Using this will literally take your time. Like you may have, let's say you have 4 to 6 hours. I mean, my hours level used to be like 16, 18-hour days, where I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. I was having 16 to 18-hour days, sometimes more. When Grizzly Tracker finally took its inception and it was working and everything was perfect, dude, my days went, I'm not kidding you, 4-hour days. I mean, that's literally, that's what it takes now. There's no, I'm not, and it felt weird. I have to be honest with you. It felt weird. I kept going down to my office, like, okay,
you're missing something.
Yeah, but I
There's
wasn't.
something, right. Well, but you also, on each one of those little sites, you can get wormholed.
Yep.
You can't. I mean, when you're on, and I hate saying it, but you go on Clout and you go, well, I wonder what they are.
Thank you.
I wonder what they. Well, why are they? What did they do? And you're not getting anything from that.
Nope.
And you're on LinkedIn and you're part of a group, and then somebody sends you a little message, and then you're in there, and you're like, fuck, I just came in to see what they were doing real quick.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you.
3 hours later, you're still, in that thing. My favorite thing is I get up and I go, damn, I forgot to pee. I gotta pee like crazy. I mean, I'm drinking these size coffees, and I'm like, oh my God, it's been an hour and a half. I wanted to pee. And my wife's like, how do you forget to pee? And I'm like, I don't know.
I used to forget to eat.
Food is so low on the threshold.
It is. That's why I only weigh like $105.
Oh, you're a $105, and my body's holding on to it like I'm a fucking starving grizzly bear. And I don't mean that in a gay way, but if you're gay, that's okay. I mean,
I'm like a starving Ethiopian.
I'm a big old Papa Bear. Doug Huggins, I love it. I want you to give out free hugs today. On the event page, underneath the video, I dropped the link. That's the right link. You can try it and check it out. Don't leave yet. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. We've been an hour and a half. I love this. I love when the time goes by.
I didn't even think it was that long. Wow. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys. Hopefully we didn't waste your guys' time.
Here's the funny part. If anybody thinks it's a waste, they won't come back next week, and that's okay.
Right.
Because they'll know that they missed something, so they'll watch the replay. And here's the perfect time of the day, because the people who are here are the guys who are at home working the biz and trying. So they're listening. They're probably on Facebook. Yeah, I'm not on one of these webinars telling you to shut off your phones and all that shit. If you want to, do it. If you don't, fuck off. But the replay is going to be for the people who come home and go, oh, fuck, it was Friday, the SEO show, or, they're catching up on their webinars because they got 57,000, webinar invites, and everybody goes, is this being recorded? Stop asking that on a webinar. They're going to send you the replay in 24 hours because they need the backup sales, guys. You're not missing anything.
I love that you see a Ralph wrote Gather sponsorship.
Hey, Ralph, you're right, buddy. I should get a hold of them. Oh, and I forgot to say, Diet Coke, or Diet Pepsi, sorry, this week's Diet Pepsi. They'll be our sponsors. You guys can send me either a check or cases of pop. And our other sponsor is Smoking Vapor. Hey,
did you see that thing in the news about the formaldehyde?
Yeah. Did you see what it was? They took the temperature of the liquid and raised it to like 500 degrees to get this real bad burn smell thing. And somebody else that's a doctor said nobody is going to get it that hot. Right. And be able to suck it into their lungs without causing death instantly anyway. I'm like, wow, well, formaldehyde. Well, yeah, this shit, come to Arizona and breathe in desert dust, okay? People come here and they leave with a half a fucking beachfront property in their lungs. So I don't want to hear shit. I was smoking a pack a day. This is healthier for me.
That's great. I love it.
Oh, man.
I huff glue during my off hours too, so no, I want people to go over and whether or not you buy into Grizz or not, go check out the shit that's available and look at what it is. See if there's something on it that can replace a process that you're already doing, or if that process can be pulled in by Grizz. Because it doesn't make sense being all over the place. And believe me, I'm the guy who is all over the fucking place. But being able to bring that into a centralized area, look at it a couple of times during the day, or put it on a different monitor, or do whatever you're going to do, and have this live stat. That's why I said it looked like the frickin' stock exchange, which is totally cool because there are some people. But you're able to send this whole fucking thing out in a link instead of all these PDFs where you annotating and everything else. Somebody can say, hey, how are we doing? Here.
Right.
And you're done.
Exactly.
So check it out, guys. We're just here to help you guys with your business, getting smarter. You said something about seeing on LinkedIn, the social signals. Look at what time these guys are fucking posting their stuff up, and I'll tell you something else. You can tell if somebody's using Hootsuite like I do.
Right.
Because they never adjust the times. It's just whatever the factory setting was. So I'm horrible about it, but I'll just auto-schedule. Yeah, whatever. So you'll know that. But also the bottom of your emails that you get from these competitors or guys launching products, take their can spam or spam cam, whatever the fucking rule is, their address, and put it into an analytics program to see where they put up ads and things, and you can actually target people who receive their emails without having to worry about targeting them, because you'll be targeting off of what Google says is, and your ad will pop up above their email, which will really piss them off.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I'm not going to email you, but I will put a fucking retargeting ad all over your fucking ass. Well, guys, I mean, is there anything else that you need these 3 or 4 people watching to know?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty much. I mean, if you guys have any questions, we've got support that's standing by. But it's so simple. We tried to make it literally. You click a button, you type some shit in, you click another button. There's no. And there's a nice training area in there. There's a way to even teach you how to take your competition over and demolish it by using the system. So it's simple, very simple for everybody.
Okay, and now just so, because I already know what's the thought process in some of these people. This is not a WSO, guys. Okay, there's no OTOs and downsells and upsells and shit. This is literally a service with software. It's not launched. It's not. You guys didn't miss a webinar by somebody big that you follow. That I actually found out about this on accident, just talking with Bill, and he was like, "Dude, did you see this?" And I went, "No, what is this? Holy shit! Wow." I'm like, oh, wow. So it's not out to everybody. When they say that, I mean, we set up this hangout a month ago.
Yeah.
So I can tell you this: I haven't been mailed, or anything else. They have my email. Nobody's hitting me up with other offers. This is what they do. This is the business. This is where it's going. So. Christy, thank you. Yeah, I get fired up. I love shit like this, and I love helping you guys out. And I love other people who come in and just, they can talk the smack with me. And I feel really bad for Bill. Next time
with SEO, I love hearing when they get these big accounts. I love hearing that. I love that.
It is. It is. You know what I love. I actually had a student of mine. She's in Singapore, and she actually hit me up in an email, and she said, I bought a house. And I went,
that's awesome.
Wow, that's really cool. But then she told me what it is, that over there, a small house that we look at and almost think like ghetto-style house is millions over there.
Right.
So to get to that accomplishment, she had to work her ass off, 1,000 times harder than I do. And I'm just like, wow. And she goes, you mentored me, you answered questions, and that's what made me feel good. And that sounds like a whole fucking, guru thing. I'm not a guru, guys. I collect information. I talk to cool people, and I just try to get everybody together to share. And that's why I wanted you to see this, because I don't think you're ever going to find something like this. Moz can't do it because they're too invested in their program. Anybody coming up has got to overcome certain boundaries. They have a Googleite on their team. These guys are thinking from 3 and 4 different heads. And it's coming into the industry is just, it's way too steep of a getting to the market. So don't try to water it down and release the same type of fucking thing, because you'll get crushed. Just go and sign up and get it and make some money for your business. Guys, Bill, Ferdinand, you just reminded me, you're that bull.
Ferdinand the bull that used to sit by the tree and sniff flowers. Yeah, but I don't sniff by trees. I don't sniff flowers, and I don't sit by trees. I work. Where's Bill going?
Oh my God! All of a sudden he's in the witness protection program. I'm like, whoa, shit!
What are you gonna go kill the dog?
Yeah, no.
I feel like I'm in hostel right now or something.
Okay, now just to finish it up on a really bad joke, a bull and a little bull sitting on top of the hill. They overlook the valley, and there's a bunch of cows. The little bull says, "Let's run down there and fuck us a cow," and the big bull says, "Why don't we walk down and fuck them all?" That's what you need to do when you go out and look for a client today, guys. Go out and get them all. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you being on. Open invite, red carpet. Even if you just want to come in and just cuss for an hour, I'm cool with that. We'll just call it the absolute no value show, and just sit here and tell cow jokes and fuck off a bunch. So thank you. You guys go do your business. We're out of here. Bye, fuckers.
See you guys later. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.